Hey guys, Dave Whichard, President FFL Velocity. Welcome to Warriors Podcast. And I was just in the Charlotte office last night. I had the pleasure of just an amazing group at a business opportunity meeting. If you haven't had an opportunity, you're watching this, please take the time. If you're interested in, you're watching this and you're not with us, you're doing whatever you're doing, whether you're in insurance, whether you're not, all of us started somewhere, right? My man, Robby Wells, who's on here with me today, he was a football coach, did some other things. He's supporting some things he believes in and, helping people and things like that. And that means is 400 families. If you don't know what that means, he's well into 200 families plus, I'm sure. I don't know the exact numbers, but just in the last 2 weeks, he's protected 40 in just 2 weeks, 20 and 20. And Robbie, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that about right? 47. Okay. So there you go. 47 families. And, what are some things? I mean, you've been with us for 18 months or so, maybe right at 2 years, something like that, maybe a little over 2 years, let's just say. But again, new to the business, things like that. But tell us just briefly about your journey, kind of maybe some things really you're changing. People know who you are pretty much. So, what are some things you're doing different now? I think you've changed your schedule. I think that's what I want to kind of tack here. But a lot of people are going like hybrid and different things, and some people are doing all telesales, and you're really just still doing the same thing. You've just changed how you're doing it, right? Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, sure, Dave. I noticed back in May that my numbers compared to last year were lagging a little bit. So I decided I was going to tweak things a little bit, just tweak it just a little to see if it would actually increase my production, which it did. The problem I was having with setting appointments on Mondays and Thursdays was the fact that when I'd get to Wednesday or Saturday, which was 2 days after I'd booked the appointments, I was getting a lot of no-shows, a lot of people saying, "Oh, I forgot you were even coming," if they were there. So I wanted to get my production up, so I said, well, you know what? The magic number is 30 appointments a week. And so instead of, you know,
Well, yeah, that's exciting, and I love when people, make changes that are working, right? And I was with you today, and yesterday you didn't have quite the day you wanted, right? But then it's just back at it again today, and you're going to have an amazing weekend. If you're, I was watching this morning. He's going to be out there serving some families today, and he works a lot of weekends. I think that's a big tip. If you were to give a couple Hall of Fame tips, we've been doing a few of those in our office. Because we did it, right? If you did Hall of Fame, you should be able to talk about it. What are a couple tips you would give for people that are watching about writing Hall of Fame?
well, we all know that to write Hall of Fame, you've got to serve at least 400 families. And in order to do that, it looks like a daunting task. But if you break it down monthly, okay, uh, just take that 400 families and divide it by 12, and then take that number and divide it by 4, okay, because there's 4 weeks in a year. What you're going to find out is that it's a much smaller number. Okay, you need to get it probably about 8 to 10 families a week on average that you are serving. Okay, and if you can do that, then you're going to end up being just fine. Now, what I have found is that I know that on my run days, I've got 5 run days, and if I want to serve 10 families, I know that I need to write for at least 2 a day. Okay. Now, if there's a day that I only write 1, then I know the next day I need to write 3. And if there's a day that I write 4, then the next day I know that is a bonus day. Okay. And I can actually be ahead. Let's say that I only write 1 day. Then the next day I know I've got to write 3 to make sure that I'm there at 4 after 2 days. So that's the way I've done it. I've always played the numbers and try to make it work in my favor, but always wake up every morning knowing what my daily goal is in order to get the weekly goal, to get the monthly goal, to get Hall of Fame.
Well, I love it. And tell me a little bit about your schedule. Okay. Somebody's watching this, they're brand new. And the whole purpose of, doing any podcast really is just I always like to say affect one person. Hopefully it's multitudes, but again, one person matters. Somebody's going to say one day, "Hey, Robbie, I heard this." And, that's why we do it. Right. So what are some things
Right.
with your schedule? When do you get in the office? Are you on Zoom dials? How important is that to you? What are some things that you do? You are on Zoom. I already know the answer because he dials first at 7:30. I appreciate that leadership.
Okay, so just to let everybody know, I'm dialing at 7:30 Monday through Friday. But don't think you can just get up at 7 o'clock and that your mind is going to be functioning correctly 30 minutes later to actually get on a call and start making calls and booking appointments. It just doesn't work that way. So, about a year ago, I was bad out of shape. And you can go back and look at videos that we've done, Dave, just a year ago.
It's
And
true.
I was basically twice the size that I am now. And uh, I ended up getting a personal trainer, and he liked what we were doing so well. He actually came down to the convention. He said, "I think I'm going to get my life insurance license." He did. So now, not only is he training me, but he is also in this business in the Rise Up Agency, the Family First Life Rise Up Agency. So what I do is I get up about 4:30 in the morning. I'm in the gym by 5. Okay, I work out for about an hour, and then I'm back. I shower. I read the Bible a little bit, and then by 6:45, I'm out the door, and I'm heading to the office, and I am in the office by 7:15. Okay, and then I'm making my calls by 7:30. Now, the Zoom calls that we do on Mondays and Thursdays, I do take that first hour. And usually within my first hour, I can book anywhere from 2 to 3 appointments. Now, do the math. If I'm doing 3 appointments a day, 5 days a week in that first hour, that's 15 appointments right there. That's half my appointments in the first hour of each day, Monday through Friday. Okay? So that's 750 appointments right there that I've booked in a year. Now, think about it and do the math of the number of people that you can actually end up protecting just by getting up a little bit earlier. Now, I remember when I first I watched you, and I was like, man, he gets up awful early to be calling these people. That doesn't make any sense. I'm sure they all get mad. I'm not going to start dialing until about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Little did I know that the older folks, they get up early, and if you call them early, they know it's not a telemarketer. They know it's not a telemarketer if you're calling them real early. So I started doing that. I started patterning everything after Dave. Dave was a mentor of mine. Especially those first 5 months when I was just there. Whatever Dave was doing, I was going to do it. Dave's one of the best in the business, guys. Okay, and there's a few of them out here like Grady Polson, Zach Twardowski, Trey Honeycutt. These guys, they're Nick Ayala. Okay, of course, Sean Mike.
Well, and Robbie, there's so much in what you just said, and one of the biggest takeaways for me is work spots, right? So work spots, and talk about that because you were in the office. Yes, we were just getting started. Like you were in there watching. That's true. All those things. You ran the appointments and all that. He was still figuring out. Then he's like, "Hey, man, I want to move to Charlotte." Well, I'm just saying, if you know me, man, it's like, hey, we're all in, man. Let's get an office, right? So I was like, oh, we'll get an office, right, Robbie? It didn't take long, did it?
Yeah.
I was like, I want an office.
No.
Okay, let's get one. And I love that area because lived down there for a bit, and it's a great area. And we got a great office there. Anybody that's ever been there knows. We just had Brent Abernathy in there. We had Marissa in there. So I mean, again, and we're bringing other speakers in for the BOMs and it's super exciting, but it's a great office. And now we have 2 Hall of Famers, and you, Mike Curry. We've got Brody Popping is going to be a Hall of Fame producer. Melvin Tejada is going to be a Hall of Fame producer. That's 4, and they're all in those offices, by the way. And so, again, if you're in the Charlotte or not near there, I don't know why you're not there, but could you just talk about that energy? Because, I mean, those guys, I was with you guys last night. I mean, nobody wanted to leave. We went out to eat afterwards. I mean, Marissa could probably sit and say, yeah, the same way when I was there. Brent, same thing. There's just so much energy in there with the core group that you have, and now you're adding to it. The other thing is Matt Rude's a great guy. Like he was your trainer. He was there last night, super sharp. Start to recruit, selling, all that stuff. So you just never know where they're going to come from, right? But anyway, could you just talk about the importance of getting to a work spots office and being a part of that, and what it's meant to you and everybody there?
Yeah, for everybody that's new coming into Family First Life watching this, one of the best investments you can make in your new and baby business is to actually invest in work spots. Work spots is going to give you an office space at any work spots location across the country. So if you're doing a travel trip and there's a WorkSpots office in the city where you are, whether it's Charlotte or Los Angeles or Las Vegas or Boca Raton, Florida, wherever the case may be. Okay, Atlanta, Georgia. If you're a part of WorkSpots, you can go in there and you can have a place to actually work and dial that phone and be around other people and feed off their energy. WorkSpots also gives you discounts, literally daily discounts that we receive just by being a part of WorkSpots, discounts on the leads in the CRM. And, I probably 80% of my leads come from the CRM, and I probably save anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a month just by using WorkSpots leads and the discounts that I get. So that's a lot of money that you can save in a year. You think about it, $2,000 a month is about $24,000 a year, which is a huge mortgage. You're going to get you a really nice house just by being a part of WorkSpots.
That's true. That is so true. Wow, I love that. Never thought about that. Who wants a house? Hey, get on WorkSpot, save money, get a house. I love that. But again, the synergy,
That's
right? I
right.
mean, being around that group, I mean, they're all family. Some are different groups, some are that, whatever. And I think that that's the importance. And you can pick up some tips. And speaking of tips, again, what are some of the things they get into? They're in there, right? What are some things that they might see in an office where they won't see outside an office? If you could think about that.
Well, for those of you that think you're just going to sit at home and you're going to book your appointments and everything, I've done that. I did that before we actually had an office here in Charlotte. And, I'm a little bit different animal than a lot of people. And I know that because, I'm relentless. I know I am.
It
But you
takes a
have to
lot of
get rid.
discipline to do that and a lot of less distractions.
Yeah,
With Robbie's single, so he didn't have a lot of things going on, but people have kids and family and
right.
distractions, right?
Right, exactly. But if you do, you need work spots because it's going to give you a place where you can truly focus on your and at the same time be around other people and feed off their energy. You can also ask questions like, I've been in this business longer than Brody, but Brody gave me some great tips about overcoming an objection that I had never thought about overcoming the way that he does it. But it works, and ever since I put his plan into motion, my sales went up a little bit more because of that. You can't have an ego in this business. I used to be a coach. And I started at Greer High School in Greenville, South Carolina. The very first place I coached, I had a kid named Zach Luffles that was on my football team. Okay, and he was a little wired kid.
That's
He
funny.
always got up under my skin every day. I'd send him over to the hill. I'd say, "Go run, just go do active rest, go run." Every day I do this with this kid. Lo and unto me, many, many years later, since 1990, okay, we're talking what, 30 years later in 2020, I joined Family First Life and I look up and there is Zach Luffles. And he's been with the business for a good long time, longer than me. And, I wasn't very good on the phone, and I started listening to Zach and some of the things that he did on the videos that he was putting out on YouTube. And you know what? Now all of a sudden, the teacher was learning from the student. So if you can just set your ego aside, you can learn from anybody in this business. You can take somebody that's an integrity partner, and they can still, like Dave. I'm sure, like you're a
Oh yeah.
student for life.
Oh
You're
yeah.
probably you probably go and see new people in the business. Like I think it was Josh last night. Josh has all
Mm-hmm.
sorts of stuff that he brings to the business, and he's brand new.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I mean, it is. I've got guys I'm working with right now. I learn every day from them. I was talking about Robbie last night. I was bragging on him. Like I'm watching him dial the phone. I mean, I'll put him up against anybody, breaking down somebody and just disarming a lead before they even know what happens. Like it's really really good. Like you jump on ffldials.com, you'll see it on 7:30 in the morning. Watch Robbie, and you can learn from him. That's the thing. Talk about a student, talk about a teacher. I mean, that's what he's going to be there for you as a teacher, as a coach to help you in this business. If you're watching that, you want to be a part of his team. It's real easy. Reach out to him. We'll give you that information in a minute. But I guess the thing I'm trying to say with all this is people respect them, learn, and everything else. You mentioned that. And if I went and talked to Brody and I went to talk to Melvin, I went to talk to my career, they tell me the same thing about you. They'd be like, oh, I learned this from Robbie. I learned that from Robbie. And see, that's the thing, guys. Zooms. Think his whole call, he might have picked one thing up from me. I'm just saying from when he first started, he might have picked up something from Mike, something from Brody, something from Melvin, something whatever, and some of his own stuff but it's a culmination has made him even better. Like you said, learning. I'm learning from you, dude. I learned from, I mean, I want to learn from everybody, dude. So that's awesome.
Right.
As we wrap this up over the next few minutes, and why FFL? Somebody's sitting here and they're thinking, they're looking, they're watching. We're in a place where, resignation, what do they call it now, and all this stuff going on, and people second jobs. What would you?
We are the fastest and the largest IMO in the entire country. Okay, with a compensation plan that no one can compete with. Literally, no one can compete with. Here's what I've done, and all you young agents that are out there, if you're trying to build an agency, this is one thing that I have done lately, and it's really, really worked. A couple of things. Number one, if you've got some really, really good recruits that you want to get in this business and you want to work with them, get them to a big event. I had 3 of them that actually came with me down to Miami to the national convention back in February. Now, all 3 of them are licensed and out here actually protecting families. That's number one. And then number two, when you're out here and you're dealing with the public and you're sitting with a client, don't think that you're the only person talking to them about insurance. They've been talked to by other agents from other IMOs and other carriers. So what I always do when I actually write the policy, I'll say, hey, has anybody else been here to talk to you about insurance? And they'll say, yeah, such and such as. And I'll say, well, what did you think of them? Were they good people? Did they work hard? And if they say, yeah, this person was really great, he was relentless, it's just your prices are better, Robbie, whatever. I'll always ask, do you have their contact information? Because then I'm going to go hire them. I'm going to recruit them to me. In fact, that's one of the ones that I've got right now that I just brought from another insurance company that I was able to bring him over here and lure him away very easily simply because we're going to treat him better right
Yeah,
here. We're going to treat everyone better right here.
he was good. I
We
mean,
are
you know
going
me, man.
to train people. Yeah, we're going to train people for free right here.
Hmm.
A lot of these other ones out here, they don't train for free. Like if you go to a convention or whatever, they have to pay to go to theirs.
Right.
Ours are free.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
and again, get the BOMs, learn free training every single week somewhere close to you. The week of 15th and 18th, we're going to be in another 100 cities. So look on the calendar, find it, go to Charlotte, meet Robbie, meet who's coming there. I know I myself, I think I'm going to be in Oklahoma and Atlanta or something like that. It doesn't matter about me. I'm just saying we're going to go serve, like integrity partner, non-integrity partner, whatever, top producers, whatever. They're going to be out there sharing from their heart. And you know me, man, dude, I'm a heart guy. Was sharing last night, and matter of fact, he came over and said what it meant to him, and that really makes it when you just have one person that you can just touch and just
Sure.
change your life. That's what it's all about. So, Robbie, I really appreciate you, man. I love you. I appreciate, love being in business with you. Excited about second Hall of Fame run. Second, excited about the VP. It's about, you're right there. And then not only that, but really just getting the board member here in the next, 6 months. Even we can make that happen. So, and that's what you got to believe, guys. Just serving people, taking care. So, how do they get a hold of you, Robbie? As we wrap this up, and want to work with you, Rise Up Agency.
Well, before I get into that, Dave, I just want to thank you. Um, I would not be where I am right now if it wasn't for Dave Whichard. Okay. Um, we all need help sometimes in our life. And man, I'm telling you, I was at my lowest when I came to Dave Whichard. And I think back to where we've been just over 2 years ago, where I was one of your very first writers, and how you've gone that quick uh, to being an integrity partner, and how that's inspired so many people, including myself, to rise up and go to new levels. Because we can, each and every one of us can. If you can do it, Dave, and if I can do it, anyone can do this. I'm telling you. You just have to have a relentless spirit, and you have to work
Yeah.
extremely hard. People can get me at 910-540-6756. They can go to my email, which is Robbie@riseupwithrobbie.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. It's all located right there. So, yeah, please come see us right here in Fort Mill, South Carolina, which is right across the line from Charlotte, North Carolina. We're considered South Charlotte.
That's right. That's why we call it Charles. I love you, man. And I appreciate that. I really do. We have a fantastic team, blessed people just like Robbie. Can't do anything without, wouldn't have integrity without that, wouldn't be in that partnership. At the end of the day, if you care about people, you want to work hard, you're teachable and coachable. Robbie's proof of that. You can change your life. You can come here. You can make it an extraordinary living for your family and while making a difference for others. And that's what we're all about. So I'm just proud to be a part of it, a small part of it. I'm proud to be a part of whatever I could give to anybody every single day. So, and if you come here with that attitude, just like Robbie has, I mean, dude, if you want to be a coach's team and just coach college football, work Blue Holtz before, a different thing, he's going to tell you what you need to tell you. He's going to be hard on you at times, whatever, but he's going to love you and he's going to lead from the front because he's out protecting so many families. And that's the most important thing. And that's how you grow his business. So thanks for being on. I love you guys. Appreciate you. And continue to watch, subscribe, share, all that good stuff because Family First Life is a real deal. We just appreciate you being on. Thanks, Robbie.
Rise up.